So we are actually doing select in here. Select. Oh, jeez. Where did I go? Select. Now, next one. Which SQL statement is used for update data in the database? I already gave you the answer. Update. So it should be update. Who got that wrong? Who got it wrong?
I did.
You did. Why is that wrong?
I put alter.
You're saying to update the data. I didn't say update the table structure.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah, I did.
Which SQL statement is used to delete data from the database? Again, I gave you a hint, which is delete. And that should be delete. Who got that wrong?
The same guy.
Same guy. Okay. You got confused. What did you answer?
I put drop.
Drop. So you keep thinking about the table structure and the whole table, right?
Right, right. You did that in general, right?
Right. In general, I said delete data. I didn't say delete table. I didn't say delete all the information from the table. If I would mean all, if I would say all, then you could say, okay, it's confusing, either trunc it or delete. What do you need? Okay, give me 2 minutes and I'll get you. Which SQL statement is used to insert new data in the database? Who got that wrong? Who got -2 written in front of it now?
Number 7.
Yeah. So, insert into, correct? What comes in after insert into?
Values.
Okay. So what DDL stands for?
Data definition language.
Data definition language. How do you spell definition?
DEFINATION.
And I.
NI. Definition. And what is a data manipulation language? How do you spell manipulation, Murad?
MANUF.
No. MA manipulation. NI. PU. Not FU. Somebody know that? Transaction control language. TCL is data control language. What TCL? What are the commands for TCL?
No. It's grant and revoke.
Now commit.
Transaction. Data control language is grant and revoke.
Data control.
Commit are rolled by DML, no?
DML is SUDI. Select, update, delete, insert, which are not okay.
Number 9.
Which SQL? How do you select a column name first name from a table named teachers? Who got that wrong? You got that wrong. Who else got it wrong? Fatima got it wrong. Who got it wrong? Who else got it wrong? Murad got it wrong. Alright. Now, first of all, what am I getting? A column name first name. And where am I getting it from? Teachers. So you know you're gonna have, see, look at my board right now. Take a look at this. These two. First of all, select teachers dot first name. Now that's crossed off. Select from teachers where column equal to first name. We know we don't write column equal to like that. We never did. We have we done it yet? So that's crossed off. It says select first name from table teachers. Do we say table before unless it is a DDL command? We don't use the table. So when you write table, it should be a DDL command. It cannot be select. I mean, you should drop it, truncate it like that, or alter it. So otherwise you don't write. So that's crossed off. These two are identical. I didn't write it in yours. I forgot to put one thing. I put from and then I said table teachers. That's what it says, right? Actually, it shouldn't say C shouldn't say table. If C shouldn't say table, you will be more confused. You know why? Because the first one says semicolon, second one say what?
Dot.
Stop.
Stop.
A period.
Period.
Therefore, which one should be correct?
B.
One with that?
Semicolon.
B.
One with the semicolon, not period.
Use B.
Or B. Okay. So, select first name from teachers. Got that right? Good. Number 10. Which of the following statement is true? DML commands are auto-commit. Are they auto-commit?
No.
DML commands?
No.
No. Are not auto-commit. Drop will erase all the information from the database, not the table structure.
No, we'll erase everything.
Truncate will erase all the records from the table, but not the table structure. That is the correct answer. Delete only deletes a single row. That is half correct. Because it deletes a single row, but it also deletes a group of rows as well. Doesn't it? You can say where student ID is less than 20, it will delete all the student ID less than 20. Or between, you can say that. Okay? Now number 11. With SQL, how do you select all the columns from a table customers info? You should all get it right. Who got it wrong? Anybody got it wrong?
Nope.
Good. Select a star from employees or customers info. Correct? Same idea.
এসে বাবু ভাই রিপন ভাই 11টা করতে বলছে জিজ্ঞেস করছে কেন এটা কারেক্ট হয়নি তো ক্রস এটা মাইনাস করে নেবে
Answer is D.
এটা ক্রস
I didn't put -2. Alright, so you're lucky.
আপনি ধরে নেন
না মানে লাস্টে যে সব মানে
তোর মতো বন্ধু থাকলে তোমার বউয়েরও দরকার না। Okay. Alright, now number 12. Do you need help with number 11, Ripon?
not really
Start everything from customer table. Which table we are talking about here? What is the name of the table? Customers info. And I'm saying that I want to select everything from there. So select for everything what we use
select star
from customers info. You shouldn't have that wrong. That's a very basic one. With SQL, how do you select all records from a table name students where the value of the column first name is Peter? So I have 5,000 employees. Let's say somebody's or 2 million people that I have in eBay or Facebook. I want to see whose name is Peter. First name is Peter. So select a star from employees or from Facebook employees where first name equal to Peter. So select what is my table name here? Students. What is my first column name? First name. And what is my condition? Condition is whose first name is Peter. Correct? So I want to see select star from students where first name equal to. So which one should be correct? Number 13. With SQL, how do you select all records from a table name students where the value of the column first name starts with an A? When you say A it starts and then you say percentage.
Why? এটা বুঝি নাই।
Okay.
আমি বুঝি নাই
You teach us that?
Why percentage? We never did something.
We never did
That's
that.
what you think is called study at home.
Study
Yeah.
কেমন করে হবে এটা? কোনোটা তিনটা তুমি বলছো প্রথমে
When you go to the motor vehicle and drive, it's like okay, stop sign, stop করো, red light করো, yellow sign থামো একটু, green light এ যাও, এটা করো। তোমরা কেউ পারে সামনে যে বাচ্চা দৌড় দিলে কি করতে হবে? আর you have to figure that
তুমি
out.
আমাকে বলছো যে যখন মাল্টিপল চয়েস থাকবে তখন আগে যেগুলা কমন করে ওগুলারে বাদ দাও। আমার পার্সেন্টেজ
তোমার তো চাইতেই কমন করে নাই, তুমি কি করবা?
কমন করছে আমার ওটা
Okay, all right, fine. I understand that. You can make a mistake. That's okay. All right.
no but you should give her credit for that
No, because if I give her credit, I'll give you credit too, because you got that wrong too. What do you think? Smart ass. Yeah. No, I don't need credit too. Okay, listen. So at least you know you got that wrong. You never gonna forget it.
Who got it right? Tawfiq.
Fatima got it right.
Tawfiq got it right.
You got it right.
Who else got it right? Me too got it right.
raise your hand Bobby's got it right
Fatima got it right. See?
ফাতেমা তুমি কিভাবে জানো?
ভিডিওটা লঞ্চ করে দিব আজকে।
আজকে বুঝলাম ফাতেমা কি জিনিস দেখা আমি লিখতেছি ইয়েস না অঞ্জলি একদম
এই জন্য মেয়েরা একসাথে থাকে দেখ ছেলেরা কিন্তু শুধুমাত্র রিপন আর দোলন ছাড়া কারো গঞ্জাম নাই দোলনের ভিতরে
আমি ফাতেমার অনেক আদর করতাম মন থেকে
that hurts. Let's say I have a name Peter. If I say Peter,
দুষ্টুমি করতেছিল
and if I tell you, in this Peter, do you have a name called P? Do you have a P?
Yeah.
So you can put P, say, I want to see. So if I say, when this, what that means, it means P is common. After that, anything comes in, that's okay.
তাই এটা জীবনে কেউ ভুল বললাম
Okay. Tawfiq, what does this mean?
Anything, the second letter has to be P.
Not second letter. In between anywhere.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can have P anywhere. What if you do this?
এটা হচ্ছে পি লাস্টে আসবে
Anything before P.
যেটা সবার লাস্টে পি আছে সেটা না
It's nothing. It's wrong. It's nothing. This is anywhere you have a P. So it can be last, first, anywhere. Okay?
আর ওটা হচ্ছে
It's the first letter P.
আচ্ছা
আর লাস্টেটা কোনো কিছু নাই
Nah, that's not it.
Is percentage the sign?
Percentage is the sign. Percentage. So percentage means P and then anything comes in. It's okay. Now, this is very important for your automation, for your load testing, for your SOAP UI testing, and all those things. Do you know why? Because in automation or load testing or SOAP UI, there is one thing called, remember this word, guys. Request and response. These are two important words. First of all, let's say you go to Facebook today. Is that a static? Is this a static page or dynamic page?
Dynamic.
It's a dynamic page. What does static means? What does dynamic mean?
Static means one, like, only one feature or something? And
Static
dynamic
means fixed.
It doesn't move.
So if you go to, let's say, U.S. passport, application form page, is this gonna change? It's probably not gonna change in whole 1 year. First name, last name, they have the same form for everybody. But in Facebook, you go, your Facebook, my Facebook is not gonna be the same. It changes. Also, your own Facebook every day probably gonna change a little bit. You open the Facebook, your picture is there, your cover picture is there, but the bottom portion, the regular everyday changes, doesn't it?
newsfeed.
Newsfeed and everything, it changes. So that's called dynamic, that means it changes. Now, if I record on the Facebook in a script, the day I record today, but tomorrow I go there, they're not gonna find the object that is recorded in there. So, whatever I requested, the response not gonna be the same. Correct? In that case, what you gotta do is this one more very important word that you're gonna see in your testing lab. It's called regular expression.
Are you recording the thing?
No.
Oh.
Regular expression, which means if I have a request and response, some part I'm gonna do it fixed and the other part I'm gonna put it dynamic. So use that, you're gonna use these kind of stuffs, like a percentage. So you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna have a picture, but as long as the picture probably, when you have a picture, the object, let's say you have a picture in there. So you probably, when you record it, the object recognition, what is an object? Anything in this place is an object. This is an object, this is an object, this is an object. It's considered as an object. So when you record it, they're gonna see as an object. This is probably gonna say obj dot like 5,000 things, and then say 5, 6, 7, and this one is say x, y. You know how you see that, like like a lot of words. This one probably gonna be the same. As long as it's an object and you place slash and then star, that means everything after that. Anything you put it after that is fine. So it doesn't matter what picture comes in, it's gonna recognize it. So you're gonna see a lot of regular expression in your life, as a testing, as an automation, or as a load testing, or even SOAP UI. If you do not do the regular expression, your request and response not gonna be the same. Your script is gonna fail every time you run it. So you have to enhance it. What is that called? Enhancement. So when you do the enhancement, you either do a regular expression, or in load runner, it says correlation. In the, I never did load runner. I mean, I know they do correlation. And what I did is Neolog, they call it extraction. Extraction. So I had to do the regular expression in there. In my VB script, you have to do regular expression. In Renorex that I use for scripting, they call it regex. Regex. How do you checks? Yes. Yeah. Regex. They call it regex. Okay. So in other words, that percentage sign is showing that I want the P sign common, but the rest of the stops, it can be anything. So if I want to see anybody's name starts with a P, what do? P percentage. I want to say anybody's name that has P inside, I can put percentage P percentage.
So it's D, right?
So this one, read the question, it's a tricky question. Because it says where the value of the column's first name starts with an A. So when you start with an A, if I say that it has A, then you could have done. Correct?
With both percentage?
No.
When it's like, it doesn't matter where A is.
That means both percentage on each side?
Huh? Yes.
That would have been
Okay, so but we said it starts with an A. Starts. So A percentage. Which one is the answer?
A for
A.
true.
No, D.
G. Oh, which one?
13.
13.
13 is D.
Oh, I thought
Huh?
14. I thought you went to
Okay.
14.
14. Alright, so if I say, if we're gonna start the class is Robin or Zuma comes to the class.
So either one of,
If Robin comes in, we're gonna start the class?
Yes.
Yes. If Juma come in, Robin doesn't come in, we're gonna start the class?
Yes.
Yes,
Or.
because I said or. If I say Robin, I have to start the class if both Robin and Zuma come in.
both
Then it's 1, 1. So 1 plus 1 equal to true. And for this one, 1, 0 equal true. 0, 0 equal false. If nobody shows up, that false. Anybody shows up, that's true. Both of them shows up, true. 1, 0, false. 0, 1, false. You understand that?
1 0 to true বলেন আবার 1 0 false কি হবে
Okay.
ও আচ্ছা
একটা and এর জন্য একটা or এর জন্য, exactly. You got it? So the or operator displays a record if any condition listed are true, which is true statement. Then if any of the condition is listed true, that anybody shows up, then it's true. That means it's true. The AND operator, this is for the OR. The AND operator displays a record if all the condition listed are true.
all condition equal.
So both of them has to come in. So the both statements are true. If the both statements are true, then it is a true. I know somebody got it wrong. Who got it wrong? Now you know?
Yeah, sure. I didn't get it wrong.
No,
I
it's
just put the blind.
Oh, you got it blank, which is wrong.
Not no.
Okay, with SQL, how do you select all records from a table and students where the first name is Peter and last name is Jackson? Then again, it's very simple. Start everything from students.
Where?
Right? Now the condition is where,
first name equal to Peter and last name
And last name Jackson.
okay, so first name equal to Peter, this is the less than and equal to, greater than sign. Is there anything like, equal to like that? There's not. In some cases there are some, they put equal like that, but not here. So, and I could have taken the quotation off and it would confuse you more, which I didn't, but everyone has a quotation, so quotation was right. So which one who got this wrong? Nobody got it wrong? Good. So in other words, which one is the correct answer?
C.
Number 16. With SQL, select, how do you select all the records from the table name teachers? What is my table name?
Teachers.
What am I doing? Selecting all the records. That means select star from teachers. Now, what is my condition? Where the last name is alphabetically between and including Hansen and Peterson. So, I could say where last name between Hansen and Peterson, and I'm going to say alphabetically. That means
Order by descending.
descending.
No, we're not even descending here.
Sorry.
Order by last name, you can say ascending or you cannot say ascending. That's fine. Because ascending is default. So as soon as I say order by, it doesn't matter if first one is Luna, second name is Poppy, third name is Zuma, and then Akhtar or something. So A should be first. So as soon as I do that, order by is sorts it from A to Z, right? Then it says, okay, do it from between Hansen and Peterson. So you take that chunk. Make sense or no? Well, you see how you made a mistake, so let's see that. So which one is correct for 16?
D.
Because 16 and 15 are almost same, however, it doesn't have an order by there. And how do you guys, okay, I'm going to go to 17 later, now go to 18. All the women, please pay attention. Which SQL keywords is used to sort the result? Or set? Which one? Tell me. Don't talk. What did you guys write? Exactly. How did you make that mistake? You saw order right away, you did it. It should be order by. Fatima got it right.
Woo!
High soup.
Fatima is not part of the team.
She asked me, "Boy, she can divorce this." Go back to 17. Go back to, okay, who else in the guys gets 18 wrong? So you can actually put me on.
No joke.
Yeah, no joke.
ফাতেমা ওখানে যাবে
হ্যাঁ, ফাতেমা এখানে বলে।
ফাতেমা promotion হয়েছে।
ফাতেমা বেস্ট ফ্রেন্ড, 2 চশমা একসাথে পাঠাবো। Okay? Now, give me number 17.
Electric office.
No, we did that in the class. Didn't we do it in the class?
Yes.
আমি হয়তো ভুলে গেছি তাই।
That's a different story.
That means
You need to come to my house.
এ ফাতেমা
wow.
Okay.
ফাতেমা এটা কি বলছিলাম ফাতেমা
17 একসাথে কি হবে?
I don't care.
Can we say? Arey.
You're not allowed to be friend. So,
What?
ফাতেমা বলছি আমি বলতে চাইনি এভাবে আমি
বলে বলেছে।
ফসকে গেছে।
Okay. Number 17. Which SQL statement is used to return only different values?
I know that we know the definition right now. This key করে ভুল অ্যানসার করছি
What does distinct do?
কিন্তু তো 4-5টা একসাথে ডিফারেন্ট ভ্যালু নিয়ে আসছে
Distinct. Distinct employee ID. Remember? Or department ID, sorry, department ID. Remember 100 employees যে স্টিভেন কিং, তার ডিপার্টমেন্ট ছিল এক্সিকিউটিভ, তার পরেরটা ছিল দিহান, তার
We did
Start-
with salary, remember?
Exactly. Yeah, we did salary on that. So somebody's salary is 5,000, somebody's salary is 10,000, somebody's 15,000, another one is 15,000, another one is 10,000, another one is 5,000. I don't want how many salaries in there. I want 1, 5, 10, and 15. It's distinct. It takes the duplicates value out. Got it? Only different values. Just a twist of words. If I would say, do not return duplicate value, you will answer it right away. Khali যেটা বলছে you will answer. Don't think outside the box. Why is that? Alright, now. Gorilla.
Customer satisfaction.
Okay, with SQL, how can you return all the records from a table named teacher sorted descending by first name? Now, this is same thing again. What we are getting here? Which column?
Anything.
First name.
First name.
What is the table name? So we are getting all the first name from teachers, but what we're trying to do?
Order by the
Okay, so order by first name descending, because this time we are doing descending orders. I even put that descending in there. I should have said, top to bottom to top. Maybe next class I'll do that. So it should be sort by. Woman wrote sort by. You think I don't know?
Number B is right.
Another one got divorced. Oh, you guys were asking each other.
What's the 90?
They had signals like.
No, just use
This means they hate this means.
Oh, this is horrible. This is really bad. Alright, so this is okay. Now take a look. Next 9 questions, 10 questions gonna be on one table. What is the table name? What are the 3 different columns name? Book ID, book title, book price. All the informations are in there, correct?
Right.
Price is there. Now, what is the first question? 20?
Yeah.
Which 20? Why is this 1 in there? 20?
How come?
Which SQL would you use to
Alright.
select what column?
Which SQL statement would you use to select all columns from book information? This is again same thing I did before.
This is the first thing we do.
Start from
Select start from
book underscore information.
employee দেওয়ার সাথে সাথে the answer correct হয়ে যেত I knew. All of a sudden book information. What? I'm confused. Why? Oh my god. Okay, which SQL statement would you use to select all books that has a price greater than?
25.
So,
Answers.
what is that? What am I getting? I'm getting select all the books. So select
The book.
The book
The
first.
book title.
book ID
Or book ID.
or book title. Fine, that's okay with you.
It's the ending.
But I put book ID for everyone, so you don't have any confusion in there. From book information, which is the table, where book ID is greater than
25.
25 or price is greater than 25. What did I say here?
Price.
So why did you write book ID? Woman? Again? This question you didn't answer correct? She wrote it correct and told you wrong answer. Thinking about it. Oh, okay.
That time she thought she's right.
So you understand now? So if you got that correct halfway through, but then you get confused in here. So who got that wrong? I know you do. Who else? Who else got it wrong? Everybody else got it right. You got it wrong.
22 should be.
Why no? 18 of them actually wrong.
C.
You're gonna
Should
get
be
D.
C. Look.
That's why next time, what I'm gonna do is I'm scrambling that, I'm gonna have 3 different exam
So you
sets.
know the percent before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Configuration is most
Give
low.
us a start then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was when I was going to
I'm black over out of the window putting
এই কাজটা
ভৌমিকের পাশে বসে আর্কিমিডিসের কুইজে দেখো এই নিউটনের পাশে বসে আর্কিমিডিস ভুল করছে ওর দিকে তাকায় নাই মনে হয় good that's I'm glad that you did it all right so number 22 what is the question
As the other one.
which SQL statement would you select to all books whose title starts with an A
এটা তো জানি
Which
তো
teacher that?
okay fine now you can tell me which one is so select book ID book title or you can write down select star I should have done that too so select all books so select book ID book title and
সি হবে এটা
book from so A percentage it starts with correct
এটা এবার এটা হবে
C now which SQL statement allows you to insert following piece of data into book information
এটা আমার idea.
let's say that I have empty table so what I do I put insert into I know that for sure
And values
Into the
values are set so one place that has values which is
C.
value.
if I had two different places values then I would probably have seen I would see like okay which one is wrong which one is right correct so it definitely C because it has values who got that wrong
জানা জিনিস ভুল করছি
but you know now Zuma you know that too
I'm sorry I thought you asked about 22 I had 23 right sorry
okay so 24 this is the one that I wanted to tell you
No.
all right
Oh, this is a big one now.
that's actually this A
somebody tell me the book
Okay.
ID right
you also see
book
Oh, see.
Title.
title and then price what's the first book ID
title is the so oh guy
B1, B2.
and this one is what SQL so let's say SQL QC
Character.
QTP good do you get this right good UTP or like roadrunner yes this one what kind of data type it should be first tell me does it have what is a worker
Character and
and
value.
with space
so
Number
alphabets
and number.
and numeric
Numeric, company numeric.
alphabet and numeric isn't that a combination
Yeah.
so I know it's got to be a worker
Uh-huh.
now the question is it worker or worker 2 worker 2 save space isn't that constant everywhere everybody has the same kind of two letters
So it's worker.
so it's not that 1 2 3 somebody has 5 somebody has everybody has 1 and 2
It's
now.
not like SQL and QC, saving one. is
So
QC.
I can say worker and then put 3. I can have at least what?
3 lines.
99 books in there. Okay, so this one is changes, but this one is what?
Character.
But this one, if I put character, it's not gonna save space because I can have a bigger book, long name. So instead of that, I can just say,
Worker 2.
isn't that better that way? If I put the worker 2, it will save space. So what should be the answer?
Worker and worker 2 C. I'm mixing number and worker.
Number to hobby na. How this can be number? Because it's B. Alphabet and yes. And I said, what is the best possible? I didn't say what is the correct one. You can have here worker 2 also. It's not incorrect, but the best possible one. That's the one I was looking for. Who gets this right? Which SQL statement would you use to delete the row from book ID for book ID 84?
I'm on C.
So what do? You know that there is a delete command in there. Delete. So how many deletes in here?
Only one.
I know some people by mistake wrote truncate or some people wrote drop. We are not deleting the row. We are deleting row. We are not deleting the table.
just only one ID
Yeah, one row. So it should be deleted. It's a DML command, isn't it?
So delete.
বাবু ভাই জাস্ট একটা প্রশ্ন
Yes.
তাই এর আগে একটা করছিলাম বাসায় alter table student যাই একটা টেবিল নেই delete from এটা কি হবে
It should be drop, not delete. it may work, every query, but
আমারটা কাজ করছে না।
কাজ করলে কাজ করছে, but at the same time, the thing is, তোমার alter is the first one that counts when you do it. You can delete all the rows by using select delete from employee 1 to 100, employee ID to 100 to 107, or you can say truncate, I can delete in one shot. So there's a lot of different way you can do it.
ওটাতেও হবে এটাতেও হবে right?
Yeah, I mean, if it works, works. আমরা তো এই অপারেটর দিয়েও কাজ করছি, আবার ইনার জয়েন লেখাও কাজ করছি, both works. Number 26. Which SQL statement will you use to change the price for the book title HPQC to 20? I'm changing what? Price to what? 20. But what is my condition? What is the book title equal to HPQC? So what am I doing? I'm updating the information. Everything has updated here. So which is good. Update what? Book information. The one says table. Update is a sudo command. It shouldn't say table. It's not a DDL command. So the tables ones are gone. Now the question is, these two, A and C, which one is correct?
A.
I know, but I'm trying to figure it out. Okay.
কোনটা কত নাম্বার?
Okay, number 26. You wrote it wrong because you put table. You cut 3 and then you put B again, didn't you? Yeah, that's what wrong. Table should not be there because this is a DML command. DML command a table and name likhte hoy na. You shouldn't write DML command, right? It's an update. It's a sudo. Sudo what? Select, update, delete, insert. So those you don't have to write them table. You can just write down the table name. It's fine. So those B and D are gone. Cross that off first. Now you know which one you're gonna answer. In between A and C. Now it says update book information, which is fine. Change. Oh no, one is set, one is changed. So I know set is gonna work. So which one is correct? A. Or you can do it other way. You can see in here, okay, 2 of them is set. So these 2 are gone because change, there's no command called change. You can cross those off and you can say, okay, table, then we shouldn't write table in there.
আমি সেট ওটার উপরই জোর দিতেছিলাম কিওয়ার্ড গুলোর উপরে দিয়ে ভুল করে।
So the first one says set 2, why don't you put it with your Okay, so, alright, number 27. Which SQL statement allows you to find the highest price from the table book information? What is the highest one? Max. Maximum, minimum. What kind of function is that? What kind of function is that? What kind of function is a max?
No, definition.
Aggregated function. It's a group function. Because you have 7 different or 20 different, in this case 5 different pricing, but out of that you're sorting them and you're getting 1. Are you using only 1? You're actually getting information from all of them. If I say average, you're using all of them. Aren't you?
ও আমারটা দেখো কারেক্ট লিখছিল, আমারটা দেখে আবার ভুল কোডটা কারেক্ট করে ও আমার বারবার বলতেছিল ভাবি প্লিজ প্রাইস।
Hi everyone, So what is the correct answer in here?
Maximum.
Book ID, max price. Okay? Max price. So this one says maximum price, this one says price. So I know these 2 are gone. Now out of these 2, what am I getting right?
Max.
Book ID, book. This is single function and group function together. Did we put group by later on?
No.
We didn't. So that's wrong too. This should be the correct answer. If I have a single function, group function together, what I gotta do at the end? You gotta say group by single function. So I should have said right here, from this, where condition, group by book ID and group book title. Then it will work. Number B. 28. The correct answer is number 27. The correct answer is B. Now 28. Which SQL statement has allowed you to find all book price between 15 and 20? So now I'm finding what? A star everything. Select book ID, star or book title and price. From where? From a table named book information. But my condition is where?
Price between
We got the
50.
top one.
One says price, one says, everyone says price. One says having, one says having. So two havings are
Gone.
gone. One says between and there is an is. Is there any is in
এটা
order?
মানে বলতেছিল না।
Yeah. So I know havings are gone, which is B and D are gone. Those are not. And in between A and B, A and C, each shouldn't be there. So that's A is gone too. So what is the correct answer?
See.
C. Bonus question.
কি যায়?
29 bonus?
ও, bonus
You want to insert in a column first name teachers table. So I have a teachers table. The first name column teacher ID, first name, last name, and the classes probably. So he says, okay, in that table, teachers table. What is the name of the table? Teachers. And the table column names are these. It says first name, teacher's column name, I want to put Tanvir. I will maybe put teacher's ID 101 and I put last name Chaudhary. I missed this one, I made this one empty, and then I said, what? This one class is this SQL. Now this one left alone, so I want to update only that field.
So, values তুমি এ করতে।
I'm going to put, so insert into and then values. It should be wrong, right? It should be values. Okay. Anyway, I should write it down values. So is which one should be correct? Only one says values is B. Who got that wrong? Coffee baby, how did you get that wrong?
আমি আমি রাইট লিখছি আচ্ছা তো এখন ওনারা আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করছে পর আমি কনফিউজ হয়ে ওনাদেরকে ভুলটা বলে দিচ্ছি
What right to say? Oh my God.
দোলের কাছে
I wish I had a friend like you.
দোলের কাছে দুইটা জিজ্ঞেস করতে তোমার দুইটাই ভুল বলে দিছি।
আমি এটাই আমার রাইট লিখছি
So I think he's giving you guys a signal. Don't ask him.
All right. Now let's do number 30 and we can have a break.
সবচেয়ে বড় মিস্টেক করছি তৌফিক ভাইকে কপি না করে আমি আসলে কি বলবো
Okay. What is DDL? Data definition language. Correct? DML, which is data manipulation language. SQL, structured query language. If you did not even know how to spell it, go back to the beginning of your test. It says structured query language there.
ওইটাই আমি করছি।
It says DML there. It says DF. Oh God, guys, how am I supposed to give you these ideas? What IN stands for? Wait, nobody talks.
কি?
You, why didn't you write it down?
I thought it was a given, like the next
Oh
one.
my
is a
god, I
given.
didn't answer this one. Maybe I'm sorry.
I even told you you come in. You're like, I don't feel like answering it. Remember? Oh. All right. So what IN?
I had such a bad day today, you know.
I even told him come in and answer. He goes, no, it's okay. He said that. All right.
Yeah, I didn't even see. I was so
All right. He didn't even know we were questioning there. Oh my God. All right. What IN stands for?
Insert.
Insert. Or you could say inner.
Good.
Okay. Now I have 4 dots in there. So inner would work. No.
inner
ওনা আমার
join.
পাঁচটা লাগবে এখানে তো চারটা আছে
এখানে 5টা আছে inner 4টা
Inner join. ওটা তো দেওয়া
একটা
আছে।
লাগে না একটা নেই।
এখানে 4টা আছে আর এখানে 3 তোমার 3টা লাগবে এখানে লেখা আছে
আমি কি করছি
I
জানেন?
N dot 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 N E R. Why is that left over?
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ
So if I say S E R T, crossword puzzles, that means that is all correct. So insert would be the right one. If you put in, I will give it to you. What is UP?
Update.
What is IN? Then that J.
Inner join.
Not joint. Joint. Whoever wrote joint, wrong.
You put,
Okay?
four,
No.
um,
No.
Oh, really? 3 dots after that, Joy is underneath there.
Oh, okay.
ও আপনি মার্কার তো করছেন আচ্ছা
না ভাই এখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে
আমি তো বসেছি
না জয়েন করে আপনার ওআই আপনি
Well, I take it off. But I didn't take you guys marks of that anyway, so bonus question.
না না আমাদেরটা ঠিক আছে ভাইয়া কিন্তু
I didn't write it off.
এই ডট এক্সট্রার জন্য
আচ্ছা সবাই যে জুমা ভাই আমার সার্টিফিকেটটা
Looks
দেখাতে
like-
সবাই
I'm not too sure because
You found it?
I mean, you know. Does it use use cases?
yes.
No, it doesn't. Now, what is an alpha testing? What is beta testing?
Okay, alpha testing when the end user come to the site and do the testing,
Okay.
in-house testing,
Okay.
right?
What is beta?
And beta when
And client testing,
yeah, like end
End users.
end user testing.
You give a preliminary version of the application to the end user for their mass use, and they give you feedback, and
Feedback,
based on that, you change it. So this is done by the end user, this is done by the developer or
Test.
testing team. First developers do it, and then they give it to the testing team. Alpha and beta. You see, these are important topics that they're gonna ask you. They're gonna ask you what is functional, positive and negative. What is a functional testing? You answered that once before. No, you answered it 2 weeks ago. Functional testing is a testing when you see if the functionality of the application works as expected.
oh.
Right? And functional positive is when you put the valid information or valid inputs. Functional negative means when I'm putting
Wrong
negative information. Funny thing is, you put the negative information, it should give you negative result, then it passes. If it gives you positive result, then it fails.
With the wrong answer.
Do you understand the point? here?
Yes.
If I give you negative, I say wrong information, wrong username, wrong password, should it log in? In Facebook, you put your login password and your wrong information. You put somebody else's. Let's say your first login information is Ripon and your password is, let's say, Ripon123. But you put Dolom there and you put XYZ as password. Should it log in?
It's not supposed to.
It's not supposed to. That means you should have an error message. If it doesn't log in, which is if it fails, then it actually passes.
Yes.
If it passes, then actually fails.
It's fail. It's a bug. If it is, it's a bug.
Yes, it loves that one. It's a bug. When it passes, if you put negative information and it passes, it actually fails.
Well, yeah.
It shouldn't pass. It should fail. If it fails, then it actually passes. So you see the irony here? Alright. What about user stories? What is a user story? User story is what?
Steps.
Details.
Description about software features.
From the
Description
end
of-
user perspective. The user-
Okay, from end user. Okay, we have something. End user.
End user perspective.
We're talking about what?
User stories.
User stories, which is in other words, requirements. User stories has what? It tells you the feature of the application, the reason for it, and what? As a role, I do this feature, and there is a reason for it. So as a tester, as a Facebook user, I'm gonna upload the picture so that everybody I can share it with. This is what you gotta do as a user. And as an admin of the place, I'm gonna take as an admin the role, I'm gonna approve or disapprove the picture because if it is appropriate or inappropriate for the group. Make sense? What is the use case?
Use case.
And system response for the specific functionality. You're going to do something, it's going to give you a response. So in other words, it has some specification. Number one, it has
Summary.
It has an actor, laundromat, remember?
Oh.
Yeah. So, and it has
Alternative flow.
exactly normal flow and alternative flow. So, these are the reason why you have to study SDLC. What is a test case?
Step by step.
Step by step. What? You can just say step by step.
Document.
It's a document you describe step by step.
It's a document that describes the step by step
Process of a
of
functionality
a specific functionality
as per the requirement.
as per the requirements. What does a test case have? Test case have
Test case
ID. It should
Test
have
case
a
name.
description or name. It should have a steps. It should have expected result, actual result, remarks.
Alternative flow.
And pass fail.
Pass fail remarks. Right. Correct?
That's our job.
That's your job. You gotta do a lot of, Okay. So, anytime they say test case, then it says test, test plan or like test strategy. Those are all documents. So you can say test case is a document that describes step-by-step process of a functionality as per the requirements or as as a functionality of the application. All right. So we're gonna talk about now QC. Bismillah. QC class notes we started last week. So every time that you find an error, or what is the substitute for an error? Or synonym? Bug or an error, you have to make sure it is a valid bug, and then you have to make sure somebody knows about it. You're not who's fixing it.
Right.
So who's fixing it? The developer or development team. So you have to notify them. To notify them, you just don't have to go verbally and tell them you have a bug. No, you have to specifically mention them where exactly you found it, where you found it, which operating system, which platform, where did you find it, which part of the application you found it, and you got to put all this information in some kind of tools. It's much better having a tools. Every company should have a bug tracking tool. Some of the tool is called tool, and one is called QC for Quality Center, which used to be called Test Director, now is called ALM. And not TD Bank, it's Test Director. Now some of them call for bugs, another one is called Bugzilla. Zira is one, but this is more like a Rally is one, but those are more like a project management tools. This not only does that, it does a lot other features, but these are not project management tools. Then, yeah, Jira, Guinabata, Roshun type. And so you have to know one of the tools so that you can work with the other ones. So let's read this. Quality Center is or ALM. What ALM stands for? Application Lifecycle Management. So Application Lifecycle Management Quality Center is a test management tool. So you're testing it and also managing it. Somebody else is managing it. Your project manager. It's a tool. ALM is a web-based tool that helps organizations to manage the application's lifecycle right from the project planning, which is the initial phase of this DLC. Remember, there were 6 or 10 phases. One of the planning, initiation, planning, system development concept, requirements gathering, then design, then coding, then testing, then implementation, then maintenance, and then disposition. Now, Project planning, requirements gathering in until testing and deployment, which otherwise is a time-consuming task. Why use QC, HP QCLM? Why we say HP? We're going to come to that later. The various stakeholders. What does stakeholders mean? Owners. Owners of the application involved in a typical projects are developer, tester, business analyst, project managers, project owners. Correct. So they get to involve in this, and they actually keep a track of what this application is going to, how are we developing it, from the beginning to the end. That's why you need, it's like a test management tools. These stakeholders perform diverse set of activities. Are they all developers has a set of activities, tester has a set of activities, project manager has a set of activities, even business analyst has a set of activities, product owner has a set of activities. Product owners and developers, testers. So product owners knows what he wants, so he's going to tell you what he wants. Project manager is going to see, he's going to assign people, okay, you know what, you do this, you do that. So he's like a assigner. Business analyst is going to gather all the information from product owner and the end users. Developer is going to develop it, depends on that. There is something in between also, our system architect or system designer, who's going to design that mock-up system or something. And that tester does the testing part. So everybody has their individual job, and everybody gets involved with QCLM, and they put their effort in there. Okay. Business analyst is going to come in and put the requirements. Project manager is going to assign, a project who's gonna be in this team. Okay. Product owner is going to get involved. He's going to probably take a look at that things. How's that going? A developer is going to get email from a tester when he tests it, and there's a problem. He fixes it, and he gives you back to the tester. Well, listen, I fixed your problem. Check it again. What is that called? Regression test. Very good. So, it supports high level of communication and association among various stakeholders such as business analysts, developers, and testers, etc. Quality center is a repository. What does repository means? Repository means is that storage. Okay? You're going to use that one repository a lot of times. We're going to use it in test automation tools. We're going to use in QC. We're going to use in performance testing tools also. Repository. Repository means somewhere where you store something. Of test plan, test cases, test script, and otherwise testing related documents. We can even use QC as a defect management tools. That means we can log any defect and we can track it. How do you track a defect? Remember in SDLC, we talked about bug life cycle. Bug life cycle starts with what? Finding a bug. And then what do? You make sure there's a bug. Yeah. 2-3 times. Then what do? You take a screenshot, you log the bug. So you log the bug. And when you log the bug, how is that? It's a new bug, isn't it? Yeah. When you new bug and then you give it, you send it, your QA manager send it to the development manager assign a developer to fix it. Whoever was doing the coding at that time. After he fixed it, he's good. He says what? Fixed, ready to retest. Sends back to you. Now you retest it, you regression test it. If it fixed, you go fixed, QA, closing it, or request to close. If it is not fixed, you say, okay, reopen. You send it back, they say assign it again, and it say ready to fix it, the whole circulation until it gets fixed. That's that bug life cycle. These are all in your SDLC notes, guys.
Right. Nobody's opened a long time.
True, that's why I said when you open it, and trust me on this one, when I go with the QC and SQL, QTP, you're gonna forget about SQL too. So every day at least have a habit of like reading for 15 to 20 minutes to half an hour period from the, just go with the notes so that you have actually continuous interaction with that same subject. Now, Quality Center is a one-stop shop for all testing related tasks and provides for easier analysis, test management, and test tracking. Automation tools like QTP, Weed Runner, Load Runner can be integrated or merged with Quality Center. there are several major components in quality center, such as, very important. First one is requirements, test plan, test lab, defects. There are a couple more, like dashboard and business, what do you call the business? Huh? Components, business components, exactly. Business components. So those we're not going to talk about right now. We are going to focus on those 4. This is where you gather the requirements and you put the requirements. From there, you put in the test plans in there. And in the test lab section, you write the steps of the test cases. And you merge that or put them together so that they are connected. Traceability. You do tracking in between them. Then later on, when you run it, you can run manually, you can run automatically, you can integrate QTP with that. Remember I told you earlier that you can integrate QTP? So when you run it, you can run manually, open, IE, is gonna say expected result, IE open, pass. One test case. Second one is open, go to URL facebook.com, Facebook open, pass. Then it says enter, pass, your email, username put, password you put, it should come in a encrypted password, encrypted password with asterisk shows or dot shows, whatever it shows, pass. Then it says login, pass. So the whole test case passed, and then the requirements is gonna say first test case that passed. In between anything failed, you're gonna write fail, and right away you're gonna write a defect about it that failed, and the requirement section is gonna say, oh, that thing failed, and your project manager is gonna say, wait a second, my requirement, this one says failed, why it's failed, where it failed. So out of all those test cases, he's gonna say when the test case failed, and he's gonna go and track it. You see how it works? So you'll see that, and you'll get used to it with the QC, and you will see it. So evolution of it. It's just a brief history of the ALM, which is it is important to understand the history of ALM. Now, Quality Center was earlier known as Test Director, which was developed by Mercury Interactive. That's the company name, Mercury Interactive. Now, Mercury, later in 2008, version 8 was released. First started with version 8, and no, not first version. At 2008, the version 8 was released and named Mercury Quality Center. Before that, when it started with Test Director, it was, I think, was 1.2 or 7, something like that. So later HP bought it from Mercury, and they named it HP Quality Center, not Mercury. Then, so Mercury Quality Center became HP Quality Center, and then they upgrade the version 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5. And as soon as they came to 11, they said, okay, you know what? We're not going to call it HP Quality Center. We're going to call it HP Test Management Application Lifecycle Management Tool. So now the latest version is ALM 12.0, 11.5, and 11 until 11 it becomes. So it started with version 1.52, version 7 until it's called Test Director. From 8 it was called Mercury Quality Center. Mercury Quality Center 9, 9.2 becomes HP Quality Center 10, 11, and then so on and so forth. Make sense? Very brief history. Now, when you open your VMware, which is, I haven't used a QC, God knows how long, so I'm not even sure if I am good with. Okay, so now I should have at least do my homework today. I'm sorry, I was so busy with the quiz that I didn't even get a chance, but I'm sure I can handle this. Alright, so Mercury Quality Center has two things. Number one, it says site administration, and then another one, it says, this is site administration, another one says Mercury Quality Center, just itself. Now, I go to the site administration. As soon as I go there, you will see, what the hell is that? I don't have an E. Alright, so it doesn't work like that. I gotta do this. You see that URL in here? Fahim BBT, this is my computer name for the virtual machine's name. And this is the URL, this is the port, and the last part is the okay, so copy this, and I open my E, and let's see if that works. So if it only works on IE, I mean my other Netscape navigators or whatever, the browser, it is default, it's not working. So I gotta fix that, I don't know how, I gotta do it. So, I don't know what your password is, but the ABC, and I think it's ABC also. Login, let's try it. Thank God. Okay, so, remember I told you about something called web tour application. I have to start the web server first. That's why I needed the load runner. Just wanted to, we'll do something also. Ask me later. And marker equality center, I take this off. And now start this. Tell me if this looks familiar to you.
Demo web tour.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why is this coming in why is this coming in see if I wanted to Alright, so this one we are familiar with, aren't we? Are we familiar with this application? Alright, so you remember we did Jojo and Bean? And Bean, and then we enter it, and it tells you, I go there, I can book a flight and things like that, right?
Right here. Okay, what's that? What's that? Check this again, just this one. ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ভাবি আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভালো আছেন আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
বাংলাদেশ থেকে কোন নিউ ইয়র্কে আসছে তাহলে নিউ ইয়র্কের নাম্বার থেকে বুক করছে alright so let's go to our here it says as a site admin they're going to ask you what you have done in your QC project or in quality center. You are not a site admin, you are not a project manager. What are you? You are a user. But you can tell them that yes, actually my site admin and my project manager was on a vacation. I had to take care of the quality center as a senior QA tester. And I did this. I changed them. So it adds value. Means, let's say you work as a bank teller. Do you do managerial job there? You don't. But one of the managers were on a vacation and he couldn't make it or was sick. As a senior tailor, they ask you to do some stuff which you have done. So it actually adds credibility on your resume. So as a you read this, site admin, I created domain. So what is a domain? Somebody answer me or read it to me.
A domain is an independent business software department like banking. Example, banking domain.
Okay, so a financial, a banking domain. You work in a bank, so you work in a banking domain. If you work in a insurance, what kind of domain is that? It's an insurance domain, right? If you work in let's say eBay, what kind of domain is that?
Sales.
Or
eBay, but
it's like an e-commerce, right? Electronically, you are doing transactions. Now, you can also have, let's say, you can work in AT&T, that's a telecommunication. You work in insurance domains, which is you can probably work for MetLife, right? You can work for, let's say, Morgan Stanley, that should be a financial domain. So this is a domain, actually the business entity. What are the domains? Business entity. I tell you what, they asked me a question in one of the interview. I mean, not an interview, in a place that I went there for 3 days. I didn't like the place. I left. But I had two other people with me. They were asked, One of the person asked me, what is a domain? And the person that was with me, two of them didn't know what a domain is. They asked that question, they answered it so wrong, they started laughing. 6 years of experience, you don't know what a domain is. And I even like keep squeezing his hand, do not answer that, do not answer that. It was keep talking. Oh, it's like Yahoo, www.yahoo.com.
Oh my God.
So think about it, what the project manager thought about us at that time. Like these are a bunch of idiots came in here who doesn't know anything, who lied about their resume or lied about their experience. So small things matter sometimes. So the domain is a business entity. You work in a bank, it's a banking domain. You work in AT&T or somewhere, it's a telecommunication domain. It's a medical domain. Or like, you can work in an insurance like MetLife or Prudential, you are in an insurance domain. You can work in a, like Morgan Stanley, that's a financial domain. So it can be, or you can work in e-commerce, like, if you work in eBay or like PayPal or something, they deal with online transactions, correct? Now, as a site admin, it says I created domain. As a site admin, I created project. Project is an independent software team under a given department. For example, banking domain could have teams for net banking, treasury, wealth management, or they can have, hey, banking. What are the different domains in banking? Different projects in banking. One domain, different projects.
You can have investment, you can have retail.
You can have credit cards, you
Commercial.
can have commercials, you can have retail, or you can have, for banking, you can have what, like a lot of different, let's say you work in TD Bank. The whole project domain name is banking domain. TD Bank can have one project that they only deal with credit card transactions. So the one project is only credit card. That team only develop the credit card processing part. Like how can somebody apply for a credit card? What's it, first name, last name, credentials, and all those, he can apply for it. Or he can, ask for increasement of their balance, or like, of their, what is the credit line. Somebody can work in, okay, I'm going to have personally open an account, personal account. Somebody can work on what? Business account. Somebody say, okay, I'm going to take mortgage from there. Somebody can say, I'm going to take car loan from there. So one banking domain can have different projects. So as a domain, a site admin, he creates domain that he goes, okay, I have 5 different projects under one domain, and I'm allocating different people on project. Each project I'm going to have one project manager, maybe 2 projects, or 2 projects, one project manager. Then other 2 for one project managers. Under those projects, each individual developer works and project works. You can probably in your life, in your real life, you're probably going to go and work in 2 different projects or 3 different projects concurrently or simultaneously at the same time. So one day you're going to work in that, they're going to say, listen, we will release on that project. Forget about this one now, go with that one. You just keep that. Then the next, okay, go back to your old project. Then you go the next day, you get another project you're working on. So you concurrently work on multiple projects. And in your resume, we can also say that multiple projects. And then also, you're going to say when in interview that I am good at working as a team or individually. I can work in minimum supervision or with supervision, or I can work in multiple projects concurrently. I am good with working with my team members in-house or offshore. What does offshore means? Outside your
Team member.
no, they are your team members, but they're not in the same location as you are. Not in the same geological location. They're probably in India doing online, corresponding with you. Okay. So you can work 3 different or 4 different projects concurrently, 2, maybe 1. If it is a big project, maybe they give you to test it all the time. The application is complex. Now, it says I activated the project. I created users for Quality Center for the same project. Created password for users. Assigned users to the project. Created project admin to the project. So, site admin is like a big boss. Then, project manager. Right? Same project can have a project admin. So, like same category. Then under project admin, they can have a QA manager. They can have developer manager. They have developer, they have QA tester. So this is like a hierarchy. So who's the highest level?
Admin.
Site admin, yes. Okay. Now it says, so we're gonna do this and we're gonna see what does Quality Center do. So we're gonna create a domain. You see that part in here? We're gonna know all these buttons as we go with it. But remember one thing, here is a tool, here is a help, here is a logout here. I click the logout, what is going to happen? I'm going to log out the
Right.
site admin. But remember one thing, what are we here? Where are we now? It says Mercury, what kind of, which version we are using? 9.0, you're probably using 10, I don't know, your computer, what it says. Now, site administration, are you using what kind of, which part you are using? Site administration. Now, here I can use a create a domain. Now, I got to give a name to the domain, correct? I said I created a domain, how did you create a domain? I gave a name. So for Mercury web tour application, what should I do? Give a name. Tell me. Yeah, Mercury web tour. Remember we are working on this web tour application? If it was a Facebook application, we could say Facebook Online. Maybe they have two different versions. One is Facebook Online and one is Facebook Mobile. Right? Okay. So this one I can have Mercury
web application.
No, we can say demo. By the way, this is not lowercase, uppercase, it's only uppercase. You cannot even put lowercase in here. And there is no space in between the names. So demo web tour application. I put like some of them here like goes demo, like online demo tour in application, right? And this application new and whatever. So I can say this one demo web tour application underneath. Let's put today's date or so that we remember it, right? So we can say, what is the date? 30/11. Okay, so we can say November _ 2015. So we have gone maximum limits. That's why the 5 is not there.
1.5.
So you cannot have this. So we can say demo web tour, and we can say app, and then we can say _ November 2015, or we can say Nov 2015. What we do now? Click OK. Take a look. Under default, there is one came in. Now everything has a plus sign. That means what? It has something underneath in a hierarchy. So if I click this Facebook, it has a Facebook. If I click this one, it has a demo web tool. And this one has a web tool online travel. This one has online ticketing. I just put different names. Now here, as soon as I say create a demo web tool, what does it say later? After that, QC notes, it says I created a domain. Then I created a
domain
project. So we're gonna do this one as save as, and I'm gonna do this one as class note revision 3 November 30 2015. Save. And now I can say, all right, I have finished this. Now we're going to create a project. How do you create a project? You go to the same thing, Marketing Quality Center.
Create a domain.
What does it say?
Create project.
Create project. Or you can go right click it and you can say create a project. So I click that and it says create an empty project. Yes, because we just started it. Create a project, copying data from existing project. We are not copying anything from there. We're going to start from the scratch. So we said next. And now we're going to give a project name. So we can say project _ demo. Now I can put like underscore, or like I can put uppercase, lowercase, demo, or I can say demo web. So convention is that when you write something name, 2 words, you put the first letter as an initial capitalization, init cap. So demo web tour online app. Make sense? So I'm having a project name, and which is this under? You see this? It says in domain this because I highlighted that. If you would highlight then you would create a project under default. But I created the project in here. Make sense? This is I'm recording it. So you can actually, I'm gonna send it to Sanju, and Sanju is gonna post it in the transfer team. What do I do next? And this is the name of the server. DBA user, system admin, and this is the system admin password. Don't worry about that. So you will be provided those. So you put next, and it says MS SQL. It doesn't say Oracle. You see that? That's another database. So this is a repository. Remember? QC. You need a storage. That's why you are doing this one as an MS SQL. Now next, I create next. It says some database servers do not have the text search. Okay, whatever, I put okay. As soon as I do that, what happened? I created a project. Now, let's go back to my notes and what it says. I created a project. So do this, and it says I activated the project. I actually activated at the same time I created it. Now it says created user for the quality center. So, assign user for the quality center. So let's assign that first and then we're going to create it. How can I assign it? I have some names in here, correct?
Yes.
So
you're gonna assign it, right?
yeah, so I can say, let's say Azaz Arman. I highlight his name. Do you guys see? By the way, I cannot make it any bigger.
You can, right?
Huh?
You can use control.
No, I can. It doesn't get any bigger, unfortunately.
There's a whole screen.
Yeah, that's the biggest I can go to.
I see.
Okay, so you guys come in and the people who are in the back cannot see it. Please come in the front, sit down, whatever you want to do. But this is the best I can do right now. So what happens that I name that, and you see the green button in here? As soon as you highlight it, what does it say? It tells you the functionality of that button. Add selected user. I click that, and as Arman is that. Notice that last name is in parentheses. Correct?
Yeah.
So I can now say Babu Chaudhary, and I cannot do this, but I can double click it and it goes there. So you can do two ways. You can highlight it, right, and then you can click the arrow sign, or I can just say this, and then I can double click it. As soon as I do that, I say next, or I can say, I want to see if my names, let's say there are like 100, 200 employees. Instead of searching through it, I want to say, okay, I want to do Poppy. Poppy alone, I want my goodness. So Poppy, and I search it. As soon as I search it, enter it, it highlights Poppy. So I can go there. So I say next. As soon as I say that, it says activate project. You see that? And create version control. We're not selecting it right now, so but we'll tell you what that is. And I hit what? Create. Now notice here, after demo, web tool November 25th. No, we created domain. This is the project. Shouldn't take that long. Okay, so now here is the blank thing came in. Now you'll see if you see that there is a plus and minus here right now. Okay, so you say sorry, created successfully. Okay, and this one is like this, and then you can go in here and the project. So you have projects in here. Now what I have project users? These are the users that I assigned first. Remember I was like left, right, double click and all those. I added those. Notice something. It says I assign users to the project. Now I want to create users for the projects. I can just upgrade this one as project. How do I do that? here, what does it say?
And
So first I was here, and I came to project user, and I say,
and
so I click it, it says copy from another project, add from user list, which comes in from here. Remember the one that I came in? So if I say Midul Ahmed, I can just go here, and it will be created in here. Look at this, all of them become project admin, but I don't want all of them as a project admin. Okay? So I want to remove that first. I want to make one person as a project admin. Not all of them. So I want to make, let's say, Babu Chaudhary as project admin. And then I added it. So this time I'm saying I got somebody from here, from existing. I can have an existing one, or I can say, sorry, add, and I can say user list is right here. Okay, so I add a new feature, add a new people in here. Alright, fine. Go back to the site user. As soon as I go, this was in project site projects, correct? I go to the second tab, which is site user. All the users' names are here. The one that we were actually taking a look before. I wanted to add a new user. What does it say? New user, correct? I can click here and I'm going to put a new user. So I'm going to say new user as Ripon, username. His full name is Mohammed Hossein. Email address is mdhossein@gmail.com. Phone number is 347-555-1212 or 557-0000. And description is a QA tester. Okay. So I can put OK. Now it's better off putting an OK in here. Now you will see Ripon is right here on the top. So if I wanted to create another user, what I do? I create from here new user. I click there, and this time I'm going to use as Dolon. Make sure you keep that your Dolon, your first name is D capitalized. Okay. Dolon, full name is, let's say, Dolon Mahmood, and email address is dmahmood@yahoo.com. Your phone number is, let's say, 347-555-1111. Okay. Description, let's say, developer. It just depends on who's like. I get a new person. This is probably going to be existing. If you get hired somewhere, they gotta make a new project for new name for you, right? So I added this. Okay. Now take a look. Dolon is there also. Dolon Mahmood, his name is this. So if I wanted to see, okay, Babu Chaudhary, I wanted to see his username is Babu Chaudhary. I'm not going to do Babu Chaudhary because it's confusing. Oh God, I can't even change it. Okay, I wanted to create. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I go back to site project again, project user, and I want to add those people, Dolon and Ripon in here. What I do? Add, but I already have that from this user, so it's already in there. So if I click that and I say, you know what, I can find it, but I want to see Dolon. So it's the search criteria. It gives me Dolon right away. I double click it, Dolon came in here, and I put Dolon as a project. What does it say? Highlight. You know, when I click check mark it, that's a project administrator. So as a site admin, I'm assigning you as a project admin. I put Babu Chaudhary also in there. Remember that it is all lowercase. Remember yours is uppercase D. Don't forget that. Write it down. Now I want to add Ripon also in there, so I can highlight this and I can use this arrow button, add selected user, and Ripon's name came in here. See that?
Yeah.
Alright, so now I go to site. You have a question?
Oh, no, just.
Okay. So now go back in here. I created user. Didn't I do this for quality center? We created user, right? How do we create a user? We went there at site user. We were in here, but we actually went to site user and click this button. Guys understand this? Okay. So I have done these two. I created password. I haven't done it. Create project admin for the project. Didn't I create a project admin? I didn't. I actually assigned somebody.
Okay.
Now here, if I wanted to create a project admin, I can do is this one. This is delete user. This one is a site admin, which actually is the project admin in here. So I want to put another site admin, but I created project admin in there already. We're gonna create the site admin later on. Now, first thing you do in anywhere when you create something, you should always create a password. Tawfiq, you know this already? You know this? Okay. So here, you see that Dolan here? I right click it, and what does it say? So I say password. New password, everybody we're gonna do ABC, not to be confused with anything else. So what is the password? Retype the password?
ABC.
ABC. And
Okay.
OK. So password has changed successfully.
Okay.
Now for Ripon, what do?
Password.
Right click,
Password.
password.
Same thing. ABC.
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 Okay.
Okay. Notice something, there is no save button in here. This is like a DDL command, not to save. When you're a site admin, whatever you do, it automatically saves. But in the regular quality center, wake up Zuma, and when we do that, we have to save every time we do something.
So there would be DML.
Don't confuse with DML, it's like DML.
It's like that, okay.
So it's like an autocopy. You don't have to do anything. Now, I go to site projects, and these are the people in here, right? So now I go to site user. These are the site user, everybody. This is only for my certain project. And this is everybody in the whole department. So everybody is there. So you assign people from here to your specific project. This is the domain. This is my project. And under this project, these are the people. So other people won't have access to it. Only the people I assign, they have the access to this specific project. Every project has a different assignee. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now I created password. Import users from network, we don't need that. Now deleted user. Let's say I wanted to delete a user. What do? I go to site user and I let's say Cecil QC, or I say Alice QC, Alex QC. So I want to say, all right, Cecil, Davis. I want to delete it. I can delete it from here, delete user, or I can right click it and delete it from here. So I delete it. It prompts me, do you really want to do it? That's a good application. Because if it deletes right away by mistakes, what happens? It gives you a prompt that are you sure that you want to delete it? So I can say yes. Now Cecil QC is gone. You're not going to see Cecil anymore. And all the corresponding projects she's gone to. Okay? Now, in the QC class notes, we're going to do it for 2 more minutes and then we're going to go tomorrow. Delete user. We did that. Created it. User as a site admin. So I can highlight this right now and say, okay. If I wanted to create somebody, I can use site admin. Or I can do, it says, who are the site admin? Babu, ABC, Tanvi Chaudhary, Junior, copy along. I created some. So I wanted to add somebody from here. So let's say I want to add Farhana Alam as a site admin. I can just use this one or double click it. Or I wanted to add, let's say, Dolon with site admin, I can do that. So these are the site admins. So I give them a special, so I can assign them to different projects also. If I, let's say, take a look, do you see,
How did you put the side admin?
how do you do site admin? You go to this, you click that button. Now, do you see Ripon's name here as a site admin? But do you see Poppy's name as a site admin?
Yeah.
Alright, now, close it. Take a look at this project. If I go this project, I remove this Poppy alum, I remove her from the project. I will remove, what is Ripon? Ripon as a project. Okay, remove it. Okay, now let me show you what happens. You see the check marks here? Now take a look. If I put Ripon in here, is check mark checked?
No, because here, project, you have to go here.
Poppy alum, where's Poppy alum? I can find it, so I'm gonna search for it. Poppy alum, here. Poppy alum, it's not.
Because yeah, to remove person with the
So
project.
this Poppy alum site, you not necessarily, you're a site admin, not necessarily you're the project admin. So I can assign you as a project admin in this project. But as a site admin, you actually have the total control in there. So if, let's say, you don't get it as a ABC, like a Dolan, a project manager, I put your name as a project manager. But I started with ABC, remember? How did I get into the site administration in the beginning? ABC, right? That ABC was a site admin access. But I get Poppy alum also site admin. She can come in and do the same thing also. She can, but you cannot do that as a project admin. So site admin is a higher rank than a project admin. Remember that thing. As a site admin, you have the total control of the quality center. But as a project admin, you don't. You have a total control of the specific project, but not of the site admin piece. So anyway, now what happens? This one, we can say created. And now, these 4 things I'm going to talk for briefly, and then we're going to go. Okay? Then we're going to start from tomorrow. There is a thing called configure wait before disconnect. Features. For example, I configure at the time interval in the minutes in the quality center. So why do we need that? We need it because when you use the quality center application is very expensive. You pay for per license. So your company probably has 10 testers, but you probably hire license for 5 quality centers. So 5 people can concurrently use the quality center. The 6 people try to get in, that would say, well, you cannot log in because it went to the maximum users. You exceeded the maximum user license. So you have to wait until somebody logs out. What if you are working in your computer and you forgot to log out and you went home and somebody offshore works on the night time and now he cannot log in? So isn't that a problem?
Big problem.
Yeah.
Big problem. Therefore, there is a feature you can do and you can say, you know what? Site configuration here, and it says, you see that one thing, it says wait before disconnect. By default it's actually 600 minutes. But I can do it for 59 minutes, I can do it for 30 minutes, I can do it for 20 minutes, I can do it. So if you are inactive, it's like a screensaver. But in 59 minutes you automatically log out. Okay, so by mistake, so people usually go for 59 minutes because lunch hours are what? 1 hour. So what they do is like, usually they come back in 40 minutes period or something. So they come by. So if it is 59 minutes, maybe he can come in and he can just touch it again and you don't have to log back into the whole process again. But if you go more than 1.5 hours, that means you are left for the day or something, So wait before. Now, if I put 0, you log in and you'll be logged out right away. So log in, log out, log out. Does it make sense?
No.
But as a site admin, I want to always log into it, let's say. How can I do that?
Put it
Put what?
infinity.
Is it ever gonna go to -1?
No.
Because you start right now, right away is 0.1 second, then it's 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it's always positive, right? Never minus. So if you put -1, you'll never log out,
So that's what the site admin.
if you want to do it. He can say, you know what, I don't want to log out from that quality
So-
center for 24/7 access.
So out of 5, that one is always
Right, it's like, he's gonna use it, probably.
regardless.
Yeah, regardless, it's like, so one way before disconnect is what? I can configure it to
Negative.
Time.
59 to give a specific time when they're gonna log out, when they're inactive. Not like I'm gonna use for 59 minutes and then I'm gonna log out, no, no. When I'm using it, I'm on constantly. But when I'm inactive, then 59 minutes later, I'll be logged out, forcefully logged out. That's one. And number 2 is, it says, configure mail interval, the time interval in minutes by sending defect email according to our mail configuration. By default, the set is time to 10 minutes. That applies only if the send defect email automatically decide project. What it's talking about is this here. So I say, okay, 59 minutes, and I say, what's that? Mail intervals. You see that? So when you're constantly working on an application, you're gonna find bugs in every like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a new application or something. So you gotta constantly, but it takes at least like 2-3 minutes to log in a bug, because you're gonna write all the reproducible steps, you can attach that screenshots, you're gonna send. So it takes time. So every 5 minutes, it will automatically send email if there is a new defect logged in. Who's gonna send it to? All the people in the project. So the developer is gonna get one, everybody is gonna get one, and is gonna say, okay, you know, get a new email. This is new bug, new bug, new bug. Constantly we're getting new bugs. So I can say, okay, you know what, instead of 10 minutes, let's do it in every 5 minutes. I can configure that. Okay? And, not yet guys,
No.
mail interval, mail format. What is my mail format?
HTML.
Mail HTML. Say HTML format or text. So by default it is text. And then, I'm sorry, HTML. And then you can do it as text. So you can double click it, when it comes in, you can just write down here, text. Okay. Now, last one. It says configure version control, yes, or now this is very important, guys. I want to read this so that you understand it. Configure version control setting. A lot of people get this wrong. Every school that I went to, they teach this wrong. This is wrong. Version control is nothing but has to do with repository. So for example, let's say that you are working on a defect. You can check it out, right? Somebody cannot change that as long as you are checked in. You have to check out before they can use that version. Also, you can do is when you're working, it avoids the duplicates. So let's say you came in and you changed something in the defects area, and then owner, he says, no, that was right. Why did you change it? So you can go with the previous option. It's like a restoration point. You know, a computer, sometimes you get problems that you go back a restore point where you can just upload the whole thing, but the new things are all gone. So it's like a restoration point. Configure version control setting. If the parameter is set to yes, version control is enabled. If you enable version control, you can create a version control database for any project. If it is set to no, the default version control is disabled. For instance, let's say a project has 50 users. One can overwrite other work. So I can overwrite yours. Then you will be blamed, not me. So if we create version control, while I'm doing it, you cannot have access to it. I finish it, you have to log in under your name to do this. If you don't have version control, anyone can interact with something. So while you're doing it, you put enter reproducer, I can just already leave there.
So wait, when they ask you an interview, what is
version control? Version control is more like a protection. You can say this is more like a restoration point where you can, okay, read this and tell me your way first, and then I'll tell you what exactly you tell them. It controls environment. Control environment. So version control is more like when I am doing something, I have the I check in, you don't have that until I check out. Then you can check in, I don't have control to check in. It's like controlling. So it's more like a secure thing, but it's more like a restoration point with the version control. You can always go back to your previous stage. if there is a mistakes happening. So it's like more like a problem solving. So version control. Say that you're working on 5.5, you will be able to trace it and restore it. So version 5.5 I'm working on, I can go back and trace it. Okay, let's say developers made a new sets of we have the tracks, bugs that we are working on and release 4.3. But 3.2 has something that is actually correct, not 5.5. So we can go back in there and say what that stage was. It's like going back an restoration point. Okay? Now, this is not that important, but just is for your information, you have to know. So, say you're working on that, you'll be able to trace it. Version control helps us to keep track of the change made to entities in our project, including requirements. In this, we can create and manage QC entities while maintaining previous version of those entities in requirements. To make change in an entity in a version control enabled project, first we have to check out the entity. When we check out an entity, QC logs the entity, preventing others users for overriding any change we make. Make sense? The checked out version of the entity is not visible to the other users. So you cannot, if you're working on this section of the application, you check it out, they cannot work on that. You have to check out first. Okay? That's it, guys. We're going to go on project administration.